Good evening and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the LaBrahn Save and Golden Lap. It is our second episode. It is our second save that we're currently running. We've got two saves going, Ed Solini and LaBrahn. I recorded and uploaded the Ed Solini episode 2 yesterday. No, the day before yesterday, because I've got to remember when this episode is going out. And it went a little bit better. We had a little bit of a better time. Now, I do apologize if you can hear any fireworks going off on the background, because it is, remember the 5th of November, so you know there might be a bit of bah, bah, bah going off in the background. Hopefully not. Hopefully you can't even hear it, and we can just get on. Now, I just wanted to say a quick thank you for the amount of likes we got on episode 1. We hit double figures, which does happen sometimes on the Golden Lap videos. Ed Solini got a little bit more, but then to still get double figures on the LaBrahn video was like big celebration time, big celebratory. I was with the champagne on the podium. That's what I was doing. I obviously wasn't, but I was. And we had a really good first episode and managed to get a win. But the irony is, Paul Woods, who got that win, is below Tim Morstan. Now, why is that? Well, it's because consistency is king, it would seem. Not Edward King, Tim Morstan. Morstan came third in both races, whereas Paul Woods finished in bottom and at the top. So consistency, not really there. 20th and first. The first is really, really good, and it got him 25 points. But Tim Morstan shows that just finishing in the points, finishing regular, and getting, in this case, 2 podiums is so important. So important. So hopefully we're going to be able to keep that going for today's episode. We've got 2 races for you. There's no press conference in this episode, but we can go into the garage because we've got a little bit of money and we can build a part, knowing that this looks like a bit more of a power track, really. So I'm thinking another engine, maybe chassis, or I'm not sure. You know what? I'm going to go for another engine. There we go. And what we're going to do, it's only 2309. It's really not. That was pants. That was, honestly, that was pants. It's only 100 points better. The one before that, 110. I mean, it's not even that much better. The one before that, only 100 points better. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. But that does mean that Paul Woods is being rewarded for that win last time out. In fact, need to upgrade it as well, get it above 60% in the least. But I don't want to spend too much money because we've got only $11 in the bank. But we're looking good. We're looking good. It's a good season so far. It would be very, very nice to try and keep challenging the Ed Solinis, but we know they're going to be quick and we're going to have to try and win, I don't know, a good couple of races to try and beat the Ed Solinis. They're going to be fast all year round. First things first, let's go into the Dutch qualifying at Noordse, and Martin Moino partied a bit too hard. Dussel partied a bit too hard. That's it. Let's tune up for Paul Woods. It's going to be the soft tyre, and then maybe go on to the Inter, and then hopefully back to the soft. But this could be an interesting one. We're putting on the softs as quickly as possible. Getting a lap done still may not be the best thing, because there's this little period here where you want to be racing and you hopefully want to be putting in your best time when the water on the track is the lowest amount it is, followed that by later on where there's a bit more rubber on the track as well. This is going to be interesting. This is not going to be cut and dry. It's going to be interesting. And let's see how we start. So Paul Woods has gone fastest by over a second over Tim Morstan. The Ed Solinis, however, about to finish, and Woods is outright the fastest, it would seem. Good show. Really good show. And I'm thinking to just take the numbers here. So a 3 and a 4, a 4 and a 4, a 2 and a 2, and again, and again. I don't know if we're going to get a 1 down here, so I'm going to go for the 2 up there. And even then, we only scored 21, so that was just really pants. Let's hope for a little bit better over here. So, a 3 and a 4 and a 3 and a 4. A 4 and a 4. Oh, there we go. A 5 and a 6. That's better. That's much, much better. That is 15 plus 19, which is 34. So, significantly better for Tim Morstan than it was for Paul Woods. This is going to be the period now where the lap time can improve. Then we might go through a period where the lap times do not improve. And maybe, just maybe at the end of the session, you can put in some quick laps again and manage to, well, improve on the lap time overall. Woods is in the zone, so we might see some purple sectors now, provided he makes those overtakes on those cars in front, doesn't get stuck. No, it looks good. 2 purple sectors, goes faster by about a second, but then so does Morstan, who is now actually a little bit further behind, a second and a half behind Paul Woods. So, still trying to play a bit of catch up here. Numbers dictate a 5 and a 6, a 4 and a 4, a 2 and a 2, a 2 and a 2, a 2 and a 2. But that still doesn't look overly good, does it? Doesn't look the best. Then again, this is a relatively short lap of a minute and a half, more or less. So we should be able to get a good number of laps in, and therefore the tuning, we can split up the parts and try and balance the car as best we can. So we start with Morstan, a 5 and a 6, a 3 and a 4, a 5 and a 6. Dang it, and then a 2 and a 2. We can't quite get, but look at the steering going almost, well, it is double the others at the minute. So focusing on that steering, not the worst idea. Moretti has gone faster than Morstan, only just by 0.03 of a second. Levi Mack, however, has gone a lot closer to Paul Woods. And Woods can't focus, but this is the lap where you really need to focus. This is your best chance. Morstan's focused. This is the best chance. This is when there's the least amount of water on the track. And Morstan proves it by going into the 122s. Oh, half a second faster than Paul Woods' best lap. That's not what you want. Okay, so a 5 and a 4 could backfire. Let's see. It's okay. It did all right. Okay, that also did all right. 2 and a 2, a 2 and a 2, a 1 and a 3, and that's a lot better. That chassis should be able to go because we've still got a lot of laps back here. 5 and a 6, a 5 and a 5, another 5 and a 5. Wow. Focused up only on the chassis on that one because the numbers dictate. If you've got a balanced car, no particular weak link, I'm going to say numbers dictate. That should give us the best possible chance of scoring, a golden tune on more than one part. Paul Woods is in the zone, going purple again, and is probably going to go into the 121s. He does go into the 121s. Very, very good stuff. Okay. So we've got a 3 and a 3. A 4 and a 3. No, I'm going to go 3 and a 3. I'm going to keep it solid. There we go. 3 and a 4. That's a risky one, but I'm going to go for it. And it paid off. Very nice. And then we'll go to the chassis. That was nice as well. So getting closer with Paul Woods on 2 of those parts. Let's see what happens for Tim Morstan. So the best bet might be... Oh, that is how we do it. That is how we do it. That was a lovely, lovely bit of RNG for us. Oh, that's good as well. 4 and a 4. Only 9 from it, but it's okay. We've got a golden tune on the chassis for Tim Morstan. 2 parts left. I'm sure we can get it done. Send him out. ×2 speed. Let's keep going. Let's try and rattle through some lap times here. They're probably going to slow up. Oh, Moretti's gone purple in 2 sectors. And goes fastest, even with that third sector. Even with that third sector not being purple, which means it must belong to Paul Woods. Only just fastest. Look at that. Barely. Barely. Now, the lap times may just slow up. We are aware of that. There's more rain. There's going to be more surface water. We've got to focus on what we're doing down here. Again, 2 parts almost done. Will we be able to get that 3rd part done? That's the question. Okay, that's a good one. A 5 and a 5. A 4 and a 5. A 3 and a 4. And then I'm just going to focus down here because it's very close. And we got to 71 out of 80. So we're very close for 2 parts for Tim Morstan. Let's go another lap. Times 2 speed. Let's get through these lap times. They're really, really quick lap times anyway. So that is... Oh, Moretti's crashed. Okay, so we're going to say pit, cancel, pit, cancel. Make sure the cars stay out. Times 4 speed, because they're going around a little bit slower now. But we don't want to sit in there, not doing any work on the cars. Want to make sure they stay out and we can tune again. So, a 3 and a 4. A 5 and a 4 with a... Oh, there's the RNG again. We're really getting lucky on some of these. That's 2 parts done, but 3 points spared. I don't think they stack. I think you lose those points. We'll send them out on the inters because the track says we should be on the inters. So we don't want to crash or lose a driver doing anything silly. Oh, 90 out of 80. That's close. A 5 and a 6. Let's risk it. A 5 and a 2. 12, not bad. Okay, only 30 needed there to get the golden tune for Tim Morstan, which is pretty good. You know, we've got multiple chances, I think. At least 2, possibly 3. Times 4 speed until that yellow flag period is done. And we are setting flying laps. But you can see white sectors across the entire field. And Moretti, I mean, it's a bit of a lucky one for us. Moretti does not have the chance to improve his car, his time. Lost it on the chicane there. Which is curious. Can we take advantage of that? Okay, a 4 and a 4. A 1 and a 1. A 3 and a 3. A 1 and a 1. A 3 and a 2, which we only got 2, so that was technically a bad decision. But even then, like I say, we've got another chance. We should be able to get that tune done. I'm confident. There we go. 5 and a 5. Good. Very good. Oh, that's risky. I'm going to go for it. Okay, we only got 2 out of that. So, it was risky. It could have been worse. We could have busted and gone a little bit further down. But we didn't need to in the end. I'm thinking we will get one more tuning session. But whether we get another chance to set a lap time, I don't think so. It's going to be very close. We're on the in laps though, so we might just get a chance. Let's go. Okay, this is risky, but we've got to go for it. Didn't really come off there, unfortunately. We're only about 14 points off. Okay, last lap. We're going to send him out on the softs because we want to at least give it a go. There we go. Golden tune. Well done, Tim Morstan. We need to send him out relatively quickly here to make sure they get that out lap done and then set the new lap time as the checkered flag is being waved. They've got a minute to... Oh, no, they'll be fine. And they're both in the zone. On the soft tyre. Go on. Green for Paul Woods. Green again. Now, all you need is a solid... That's it from Paul Woods. That is incredibly clutch. A purple third sector manages to steal it away. And then it's really quite unlucky for Tim Morstan. Doesn't quite get beyond Moretti, but does get 3rd place. And that's very solid. That was a really, really, really good quali from the team. I'm quite proud of us. Now we've got a wet race. It's the Dutch GP. I'm going to open a can as we start. Oh, yeah, we go straight on the inters to start. And I'm going to say we're not going to push off the start because I'm really being wary. Levi Mack, party too hard. I'm really being wary of us crashing out with Paul Woods. He might lose positions at the start. He has. We can still win this race playing the long game. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to open the can over here. I think you still probably heard that. And that. Tim Morstan is back into 5th. And on we go. Okay. Started lap 2. The Ezzolinis are out in front. But it's a regular plan. It's our plan. It's our go-to strategy. Save fuel. Don't really push unnecessarily, especially in the rain. And Moretti and Mac just swap positions. Save as much fuel as we can for the end of the race, and then get those positions back, and gain as much time as we can on the strategy, on the pit stops and things like that, especially in the rain. If there's going to be DNFs, if there's going to be crashes, if there's going to be incidents and potential yellow flags and safety cars and blah, 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 all of that stuff, we need to make sure that our strategy is on point and we are ready to take opportunities that arrive. So we're 4 laps down. I'm going to leave it on 1x speed for 1 more lap, just as we settle into the race a little bit. I'm going to have another sip of drink. Oh, almost knocked my can off the side. That would have been a mess. And that is the 5th lap. Beginning Woods can't focus. We're going to go ×2 speed. And Morstan's got a little bit of work to do, a little bit of catch up to do. But you can see Paul Woods is kind of sticking with the Ezzolinis and isn't really having to push, isn't really having to burn. Is just very capable. Just has really good... It's a good driver. He's a good driver. And look at that. He's actually caught Levi Mack without me telling him to push. So we're in a really, really good place at the start of this race. And the longer we just keep these inters on and kind of hold them, we might even gain a couple of laps on the pit stops, which could be the difference later on. Who knows? The life of the tyre could be the difference later on. There's every chance. Okay, I've moved my game screen over there so I can... Oh, Christoph Fischer, it's a red flag. Game screen comes back over here. So, this basically means the race will restart. I think the race is going to restart and it would be advantageous to move over to the wet tyres, the full wet, even though it looks like interweather now, it's going to be full wet by the time we restart. I'm going to click to ×8 to try and get that red flag period, rush through that red flag period. I did say there's going to be a DNF, so I didn't quite expect a red flag that quickly. But here we go. So, oh, that's a terrible start from the lads. I know we're not burning. I know we're not pushing. We can check that. But I'm not risking it in the rain. I'll be honest, I'm not risking it in the rain. We can make up positions. I know we can. Cilliers out in front of Paul Woods. I know we can make those positions back. And the same for Morstan. Even though he's now down into 12th, I think we can get those positions back. We've got a quick car. We saw that last race. We've seen that in qualifying. We know we are quick. I'm going to leave it on 1x speed for a little bit. I want to see Morstan get some moves done. He's all the way down in 13th and he was only in 5th. That's potentially 14th because he's trying to get the moves done and is struggling a little bit. Can't overtake Albert Steiner. Yes, you can. I'm sure you can. You're in a faster car. And I've got to say, I think you're probably a better driver as well. So get the move done for us. Stop your whinging. Let's go Paul Woods. In the zone. Morstan in the zone. Has lost a position. Got it back off Hostler. Lost it again. You've got to... There we go. Gets it back. And you've got to be able to move on forward. You're in a quick car. Let's go. Back to 14th. What is Tim Morstan playing at? Other side of that, Paul Woods has got the move done on Cilliers and is now chasing Gabriel Larousse. The Ezzolinis, again, they're not really running off down the road, so plenty of time for us on that. Morstan's in the zone. Are we able to burn just yet? No, we are negative 3.2 laps and 3.1. Woods is almost caught up. Morstan, I thought, got Hostler, but is once again behind. Get the move done. Get the move done and chase down Steiner. LaRousse has gone past. You got Hostler. You got Hostler and then you lost it again. What? Morstan is having some time at the back of the grid here. Just really frustrating me. In the zone. Get the move done then. There's Hostler. Good. Well done. That's the move we were waiting for. LaRousse is currently splitting the Ezzolinis, but that might change. Up to 12th. No, back to 13th. Come on. Up to 12th. Well done. Up to Rodriguez. He's next on the list. Into 10th. The yellow flag. Bregman has crashed from 16th. I've got to say, I don't really think it's advantageous to pit now. Potentially, I think it would be, there would be no guarantee of further yellow flags and bringing those tyres to the end. So I don't think it's advantageous to pit now. Paul Woods, like I say, is really not that far behind the Ezzolinis, running a pretty solid race. The Ezzolinis have pitted Levi Mack for some wet tyres, but I can't see them lasting all the way to the end. Again, I say that a lot about the AI and their pit strategies. It feels like sometimes they bait themselves into a strategy plan. Now you're more or less locked in. You're going to have to pit again. I don't think that's advantageous. I don't think that's the right strategy to be going with. I think we've got to try and get these tyres to go on a little bit further. Whether that does mean, you know, we lose a bit of time, so be it. But we will have better tyres come the end of the race. Not just yet. I don't see... How long have these tyres been on? They've been on since... I can't see what lap that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... I've got to count backwards. 1, 2, 3... Wait, can I see it here? It's saying 8 to 14 laps left. It doesn't tell me how long they've been on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They've been on about 17, 18 laps. There's the yellow flag. Another yellow flag. You know what? I think that is a good opportunity. But even then, look at that. They're so close to not making it to the end. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not risking us having to pit again. I'm thinking a one stop for... Oh, Tristan Lupe! With the puncture is losing a whole bunch of time. Not as much as if it wasn't under yellow flags. But still, a bunch of time. And Tristan Lupe has been forced into that stop. We will be able to see. We'll be able to kind of vindicate We'll vindicate either side of the argument of whether or not we should have pitted under that yellow flag. I'm still pretty solid in the column of I don't think it was worth it just yet. A couple more laps on the current tyres and on some good old tyres to the end. We can now burn. I've guessed that pretty well, actually, because we can burn all the way to the end and not waste even a lap of fuel. So that's pretty dang good. We're running in first. We will pit stop in a little bit. Maybe lap 37, maybe lap 38. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. Okay, I'm thinking this lap is the one to go for. And Morston's just got to go round one more time and then... There we go. In the zone as well. Lovely. That's great. That's really, really good. So... Moretti and Mack and LaRousse are probably going to go past. We're going to come out in fourth, perhaps. Or not. Or just in second. So staying out there was definitely the right idea. Of course, if there weren't yellow flags, you know, maybe we wouldn't have come out in second. But this has gone to plan perfectly. We can chase down Moretti. If Moretti has to pit, we'll just inherit first position and we'll take a blimmin' easy win for Paul Woods. Now it's just about getting Tim Morstan to get some overtakes done. Try and get fifth. because I don't know if we can get any better than that. And Paul Woods, in fact, is catching Moretti because we are burning all the way. Let's go. Let's go. This is it. This is strategy to get the move done. Well done, Paul Woods. Is in first place, has better tyres, has a better engine, is definitely in a better position to win this race than either of the Ezzolinis, who, like I say, may have to pit again. Brilliant stuff from Paul Woods. I think we've played this strategically pretty dang well. Almost to perfection, I would say. Almost to perfection. Morstan is really trying to get silly as is just unable to right now. There we go. There's 7th. Will you be able to run off? Yes, indeed. Morstan runs off, takes 7th position. Absolutely cracking. Love that. Go and chase down Tristan Lupe. Go and chase down Luana Lovera. I think perhaps Gabriel Larousse is a little bit too far up the road. But again, still might be able to get something if they have to pit again. It will eat up time. It will take time. If they get a slow stop, it will take a bunch of time. At the very least, Morstan's got to be getting 5th place. Got to be getting those moves done and getting 5th place. Very sick. That is Tristan Lupe overtaken. And the gap already opens up, and that's because we can burn. Get 5th place. There it is, 5th place. Morstan overtakes the one of Lovera, and again, the gap opens up. On we go. The gap to Gabriel Larousse, who has actually pitted, I will add. There's a yellow flag. Who is that yellow flag? Campbell has crashed. Oh, thinking about pitting. Because Moretti is going to pit. We don't need to pit. We don't need to pit. No, there's no point. Let's open the gap. Let's open that gap. Unfortunately for Morstan, Larousse is 33 seconds up the road. That will take a Herculean effort to cut that gap. So I think Morstan is going to be stuck in 5th. Why is that? Well, if you start in 4th and you end up in 14th or 15th, after a couple of laps on a restart, I'm gonna have to say, that's probably your fault, you know? That's probably your fault. But let's see what we can do. The gap has actually come down to 20 now because of the yellow flag. It was under the yellow flag. That's another DNF. That is Villalba getting unfortunate there. DNFing. Acosta needs to come out and unlap themselves against Villalba. The gap is 22 seconds. Only 4 laps. It is definitely too much for Morstan to get back. And, well, Paul Woods has played it nearly perfectly. 24 seconds up the road. We're going to go times 4 speed and wrap this race up because I think we've got the win absolutely down. And I don't even think we pushed Paul Woods. I think he's been sat on calm the entire time. And the reason, of course, is because we know he is an aggressive driver. There is a likelihood of him absolutely sending it with no one around him, as he did in the first race of the season. If we can avoid that, you know, as much as possible, we really should. Paul Woods takes fastest lap as well. Incredible racing from Paul Woods. 26 points on the podium. Ezzolini's either side. Very, very good stuff. Very good stuff. We beat the Ezzolinis in the team standings by only 3. Paul Woods is now overtaken Morstan, is 5 points behind Moretti, 1 point behind Levi Mack. Tim Morstan, Mr. Consistent, third, 5th. It's pretty impressive, but we're going to need to see a win at some point. 3 stops in a single race is much more likely than don't use the same tyre compound on a driver. I'll be honest. Okay, that was a good race. We are clearly quite good at the front. I don't think we need to build another part right now. We could... I'm trying to think long term. I'm trying to think of next season as well as this season. With the Ezzolinis, it's a little bit different. I'm not building anything and we're trying to save as much money as possible, save for upgrades. But with this season, it's a bit of a balance. I'm thinking of next season, whilst I'm also thinking of, can we win this season? I'm going to upgrade Paul Woods' engine, but I'm not going to build a part. I'm going to save a little bit of money. And in we go for Canadian quali, which is going to be in the rain. Silly airs. Oh, it's going to be in the inters first. So this is going to be yet again another session where you're most likely to score your best lap time early doors. I do feel like there's a lot of rainy calendar races, you know. There's a lot of rainy races on the calendar. And it does mean that sometimes the quali, it falls into this kind of, this system of, it's a one-lap wonder. Whoever puts in that best lap on the very first lap, you know, the very first round of laps, that's where they're going to be starting from. And Levi Max managed to put in a cracking lap to start. We might be able to improve one, potentially. Let's see what we've got. 5 and a 5. A 2 and a 5. A 5 and a 4, but that's a pretty good deal if it goes big. It didn't, unfortunately. And we scored 23. Yeah, not the best for Paul Woods. I'm going to need Paul Woods to focus up and really basically put in a good lap. That's better. That's our best bet here. 2 out of there. 32. Again, what is it with Tim Morstan? But Tim Morstan's engineering crew just seem a little bit more effective than the Paul Woods crew. Again, it's a very quick lap. Paul Woods is already gone to white sectors. Tim Morstan goes green, however. And jumps up to second. What kind of... Where did that come from? Paul Woods goes half a second slower. Tim Morstan says, this is how you do it. 4 and a 4. A 5 and a 5. Nice. 2 and a... nope. Again, not the best. Okay, last laps on the inters before we move over to the wets. I'm really kind of hoping that this Canadian GP is not in the rain. Not that, like, we're bad in the rain or it's bad or it's boring or anything like that. It's just, I feel like the game has just got a few too many races with the rainy features on it, you know? It just gets a bit samey. I want races where there's a bit of rain and no rain and you've got to switch between tyres because that makes it very interesting. Or a dry race where you don't quite know what the best strategy is and there's yellow flags and you're unsure of what strategy you want to run and what tyre you want to run and for how long, and you're pushing and you're burning and you're blah blah blah. You're doing all of these things. Okay, I'm going to go 2, 1, 1, 1. No, I've miscounted. That's my bad. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be 2 and 3. Last time out, of course, we were 1 and 3. That was pretty solid. That was a pretty solid set. Again, Tim Morstan's crew, they know what's up. Paul Woods' crew, the Woods crew, a little bit lower down. Not really performing to the same level as the Morstan crew. However, Woods is in the zone. Let's see. A purple sector. Out of nowhere. So we might get first. We might get pole. We will get pole. That is outrageously fast. The weather is getting worse. He's on the worst tyres you can be on. And he puts in a purple lap time. Outrageous levels from Paul Woods. Absolutely outrageous. Okay, we've got a risky one. Let's go for it. 14, not bad. Also not bad. I'm going to keep it kind of a little bit more chill now. 2 and a 5, 59 out of 8. Yeah, pretty solid again from the Morstan crew. I think that'll have to be the title of the video. The Morstan crew. because they are performing very, very well. Oh, Villalba goes green, but doesn't manage to actually move up the leaderboard or the timesheet. Oh, Moretti purple, and again second sector goes fastest. Moretti putting in levels. I was saying the levels from Paul Woods are next. Oh, I mean, Morstan, both drivers feel like they were stuck behind slow cars there. Right, 5 and a 4, risky, let's go for it, pretty solid, and we get the golden tune over there. 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. Much better from the Paul Woods crew. That was pretty clutch. Righto, not a lot here. So 3 and a 3, a 3 and a 4, a 3 and a 4. Brilliant. Absolutely. Oh, 1 point off. Getting into... Oh. Only 1 point out. Still, plenty of laps to go. Plenty of tuning sessions to go. Good to see that there are green sectors around the place, but... I don't know how long that's going to last. Then again, I say that. Levi Mack instantly corrects me. Goes in 2 green sectors and... does not improve position. Does improve lap time. Does not improve position. Okay, back to Paul Woods, and a 4 and a 4, 5 and a 6, lovely, and a 4, yes, good. Let's make sure we get those tunings done. Let's make sure we get what we need here. Good, I'm glad that's done. That's done, don't have to worry about it. Oh, this could get it. Oh, not quite. Only a couple of points away from doubling up on that one session. I'm thinking 3 more chances. I mean, the fact that people are still putting in green sectors it's quite impressive. Let's see if there are more to come. I don't really know. No, white sectors, a 1:15.28, a 1:17.02, so a little bit slower from Woods. Oh, Moretti's going even faster. Purple sector number 1 from number 1 Moretti. Very close there. Oh, that's good. And very close there again. I mean, you do get lucky sometimes when you get a track with... when the track has a shorter lap time, you know, you lose less time in the pit lane as well. There was a comment on an Etolini video which was like, yeah, also think about the pit lane. If it's a long pit lane, you're losing even more time. If it's a short pit lane like the one we've got here today, you know, you've got an opportunity. Morstan, green sector 1, green sector 2. That's what you get when you focus up, and moves into 3rd. Above Levi Mack, not by very much at all. Very, very close here. And in fact, very close to Paul Woods as well. So almost taking 2nd off the teammate. Oh, cracking. Oh, 1 point away. Genuinely 1 point away with Paul Woods. Go, go, go. I'm going to click this as soon as it becomes available. Go, go, go. That was lucky as well. But, golden tune. Off you go, Morstan. A chance to do... Oh, Woods is stuck behind Bregman, but this is only on your outlap, so you should get away. Here we go. In the zone. Go on, Woods. Maybe. Just maybe. No, white sector. It's too rainy. It's too wet. Puts in a 1:16.03. And then look at that from Morstan, a 1:23, because stuck behind Mario Acosta for I don't know how much of the lap. And it wouldn't let us tune. It wouldn't let us have another go. So Paul Woods will remain 1 point away from a golden tune. You got a feel for the lad. Then again, 1-2 races in a row, so I guess it doesn't matter. Into the rain again. Into the race. Canadian GP on. It's raining again, but it looks like it might disappear. Let's see. definitely a starting on the Inters kind of race. Potentially moving to the wets. Let's go. Everyone else is on the wets. I've got to think we'll be faster on the Inters for a period of this race, surely. Okay, a much better start here, a very solid start. I'm going to say I want them to get ahead and maybe try and build up a gap. Let's give it a push for Woods, try and get past Luigi Moretti early here, and try and run off a little bit. Okay, has done it. Now calm down. And it's going to be a swap for Morstan. We're going to focus on Morstan for a little bit because I think Woods should be able to run off down the road. Of course, now I'm about to be proved wrong because Moretti is kind of sticking with him. Let's see. Okay, we really shouldn't be too worried about burning the Inters right now because they're gonna go off anyway. We might need to move over to the wets, but it is rainy and it is poor wood, so I want to stick to what I said in the last race, which was we don't really want to do anything silly. To finish first you have to finish, as the saying goes. But you can see the lap times are very similar, even with the wets versus the Inters, which I've got to say, surely that just shouldn't be the case. Surely we're on the tyre that is more suited to the conditions. I know it's getting wetter, but wet tyres overheat so much. The Inters in real life now, the Inters are like so adaptable that you never go to full wets. Because if you go to full wets, the amount of spray that you're getting, because the level of water needed, or the level of rain / surface water needed on the track to justify going to the full wet, basically means it's unsafe. It's unsafe to drive. You shouldn't be driving that quick in those conditions. So it's a bit of an oxymoron, to be honest. You just sit on the Inters. Okay, Jan Schauber's crashed. Okay, Morstan, let's move you to the wets because you don't have anything to lose. You're down in 5th. It's a very short pit stop. We're going to come out in 8th. We've offset the tyres quite significantly by making that stop. Woods, we're going to run a different strategy. Yeah, yellow flag. I'm going to go ×4 real quick just to get through that yellow flag, and then we'll come back to ×2. Here we go. Okay, Woods is losing a bit of time now. I think I've made the wrong choice there. I'll correct it as quickly as I can. Out he goes. In fact, there are people on wet tyres coming in and going for new wet tyres, so we've not really lost out too much there. We're in 5th and 6th. Morstan is running ahead of Paul Woods. Woods is in the zone. Feels like Woods is in the zone a bit more than Morstan, I'll be honest. Okay, no, I'm incorrect. We're going to let him race. We're not going to give any kind of team orders right now. Nobody has pitted up ahead of us. Now both Etzolinis do. And yeah, we come out pretty decent behind him. Not too far at all. And like I say, we have offset the tyres quite significantly. So we are going to be on a different strategy to the others. Woods is trying to get past Morstan. What did I say? I said I'm not going to push him because he can crash out of nowhere. And you've got to headcanon it as he's managed to get past he's managed to get past Morstan, but not entirely cleanly. Where are my PAPAYA rules? Are we going to have to punish Paul Woods for a... That's poor. That's poor. That's poor. That's the last thing I'm going to say about it. There will be talks behind the scenes. PAPAYA rules. Blah, blah, blah. What on earth? What? Yeah. No, moving on. Moving on. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Morstan's in the zone. I love that. All of our eggs are in the Morstan basket. Okay, can we push? Not just yet. Only a lap and a half in the negative. We're almost there. It looks like we are about 26, 25 seconds off the lead. Does look like it's increasing a little bit. The track's drying out. I'm going to get rid of those wet tyres. But pitting now, the other wets may not really go to the end. You could survive maybe just one more lap for me. And I'll give you that swap that you're after. Okay, now I can give you that stop and we know we're good. Got a little bit more time. Oh, you know what? No. One more lap for me, please. Oh, here we go. That was lucky. That was freaking lucky. We've saved it. We're going to go and pit now. Under these yellow flag conditions, Gabriel Larousse, one of the Chapmans, losing it on the home straight. I wonder what's happened there. The track's drying out and these wet tyres are falling apart. They're not. The rain is coming. I'm on the radio. Let's go. I'm on the radio. What up? Track. What? The rain is coming. What do they say? They're like, the radar says blah blah blah, and then they give like numbers. They're like blah 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 degrees. Blah, the plan BB whatever. I don't know. Basically, shut up. The rain's coming. We can now burn, surely. But a puncture for Tristan Lupi, and it's early in the lap. And we can burn all the way to the end. We've taken third because Tristan Lupi has just limped around an entire lap. That's unfortunate. It's a Ezzolini with the DNF, so we are going to inherit second position. There it is. Luigi Moretti needs to pit. I don't know why you would not pit under the yellow flag just created by your teammate. Go and pit, Moretti. He still doesn't do it. It's a lot. We are a minute behind. But we can push. No, we can burn. And when Morstan says he's in the zone, we can push as well. I don't know how much time. Actually, no, we're not a minute behind. It's going to be less because that's the yellow flag minute. Morstan's in the zone. Have a push. 47 seconds, 46 seconds. It's coming down. Okay, can't focus. Calm it down. We go again. It might increase. We shall see. Can't focus. That's all right. Calm it down. Just get through the lap. Get a good lap in. Keep closing that gap as much as we can. I don't want to push him on laps where he's not focused, because then if the next lap is a lap where he is focused, I won't be able to because the stress meter will go too high. Then again, it's a very short lap. Another yellow flag, but that gives Luigi Moretti an opportunity that I don't want him to have, and he's still not pitting. What up? Ferrari comms. It's Ferrari comms, surely. It's Ezzolini comms. But the meme is, it's Ferrari comms. What are they playing at? We know Ferrari make errors sometimes in the real world with their strategy. Who remembers Charles Leclerc going into Monaco, into the pit lane, and then suddenly, stay out, and he literally... He just screamed. He was like, "Are you kidding me?" It was something else. It's Ferrari comms. I don't know why you would keep Moretti out. Those tyres are shot. You could have had a free pit stop and a guarantee of the race win. Staying out means you're giving Morstan a chance. I can't see those tyres lasting 10 laps. Surely not. The gap is 43 seconds. Unfortunately, the yellow flags are kind of stopping us from getting, trying to gain more time. And those yellow flags are, of course, saving Moretti potentially from needing to pit. So let's see. In the zone again. Go for it, Morstan. I think it's just a little bit too much. I think we've just got a little bit too much to do here for it to be tenable. I just don't think we're going to be able to. But I'll freaking take a second place for Morstan. Best finish of the season. In the zone again. Let's go. And who knows? Moretti's tyres are gone. Could get a puncture. Could get worse. Goes into the pits. Comes out. The gap is down to 14. Make that 13. Okay, we'll calm down Morstan because he's on full stress right now. 15. Oh, he's in the zone again, but I've had him on full send for a little bit too long there. Fair play to the Ezzolinis in terms of their fuel management because, of course, so many yellow flags mean that basically at the end, everyone can burn. Well, I would have thought so, but they're not doing that. And we are indeed on the last lap. So Moretti does well, gets the win, and then Morstan does well, gets the second place and the fastest lap. Don't forget, that's an extra point in the championship. 19 points for Tim Morstan. Paul Woods, you've got to... Do we need PAPAYA rules? Is that what we need? Do we need PAPAYA rules? Maybe we do. Because that's 2 races now. That is 2 out of 4 races. Paul Woods has cost the team points. We got beat by Wayland in that race. We got beat. Why did we get beat? Because they had 2 racers who finished. Absolute joke. Tim Morstan jumps up to second in the title standings because Levi Mack and Paul Woods both, of course, did not finish. Tristan Lupe, really unlucky with the word that I'm trying to get out. What word am I trying to get out? With the puncture, that's the one. Goes up to 43 points, but look at the gap now, 22 to Moretti. To finish first, you have to finish. Okay, that is it from me today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was a little bit shorter than last episode, trying not to record too many episodes that go like an hour long or longer. Longer is worse. You know, an hour is okay. You know, it's you get a cup of tea, maybe stick it on in the background while you're doing something else. That's okay. That's what I do. But yeah, try not to go too long. Thank you for watching though, guys. We're currently running second in the team standings, only 23 points behind the Ezzolinis. But of course, how many points have we realistically lost with Paul Woods and his DNFs? If you average out Paul Woods, if he finishes, he wins. If you average out the points taken, let's say it's 15 plus 15 is 30, plus 25 is 55, plus 10 is 65, plus 26 is 91, plus 19 is 110. 110 divided by 6 is 18.3. Let's round it down to 18, more or less considering a second place finish. When our cars finish, the average is 18 points. That's what I'm getting from that. You know, a first and a third is obviously that might do that. Other race finishes playing into that as well. If you take those numbers, even one finish of 18 points, we're on 128 and we're behind the Ezzolinis by nothing. Effectively. You take both, we're leading the way. We have to finish Do we need papaya rules? Maybe let me know in the comments, guys. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Would you believe it? 927 subs. It's not too shabby. Thank you so much for watching. And every single person who drops a sub, believe me, I appreciate. Believe me. When I see that little sub has ticked up, even by one, I think someone out there enjoys this. It is worth it. Thank you for watching. Until next time.